The number of children and teens in the United States who visited emergency rooms for suicidal thoughts or suicide attempts doubled between 2007 and 2015, according to a new study. This is according to the U.S. Center of Disease Control and Prevention, blah, 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 blah. Suicide under the age of 13, 1 every 5 days. The numbers are very alarming. 1 every 5 days. It represents a larger percentage of all pediatric emergency department visits, where suicidal behavior among the pediatric population was 2% of all visits. It is now almost 4%. These are kids at 13 years old. Now, one reason, experts say, for the increase in depression and suicidal behavior is more stress and pressure on kids. Kids are feeling more pressure to achieve, more pressure in school. They're more worried about making a living than in previous years. Bull crap.
Can't possibly be true.
Bull crap. Bull crap.
I mean, I guess, look, there is some pressure, right? But I feel like it's the reverse.
Are you a doctor?
I am not. Or you are a doctor.
I am a doctor.
That's true.
I'm a doctor.
Of humanities.
Of humanities, which means I can diagnose all of humanity.
That's not what that means. But
I'm pretty sure it does. I didn't ask any questions. I just took the certificate and I walked out. So here's the thing. Let's look at what it's like to be a kid. It's pretty sweet. In some ways, it's pretty sweet.
You should see the trampoline park near my house. It's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
If I had that thing when I was a kid, I would be happy all the time.
Yeah, pretty sweet. But they're not playing outside anymore. They're not really connecting with nature. And nature is one thing. The ground roots you. There's something about having your hands in the soil and the dirt and the smell of grass and playing until you are just worn out. Being outside and being with your friends without any kind of parental supervision or any kind of structured game, just playing a game until it goes dark at night and you're like, I got to get home or my mom's going to be pissed. And the next morning you go out and your mom says, just come home before it's dark. Come home for dinner, right? Our kids are not doing that anymore. And our kids are spending a lot of time at home. They're exposed now to hardcore pornography. Hardcore pornography. By the age of 8 now. Now, this was something that if you were a teenage boy, you didn't really even get hardcore pornography. You certainly didn't get videos of it.
You might get the Playboy that someone hides, behind the garage type of situation.
This is hardcore video. At the same time, there's no church, there's no faith, there's no community. In most cases, the community has completely broken down. At the same time, summer jobs. Now, the government is trying to make sure that kids don't get summer jobs
or internships.
Because who's going to hire a kid at $15 an hour? I need somebody who I can truly depend on and has some skills, because I'm going to have to let some of the skilled workers go to be able to afford the $15 an hour. Or I just shut down my part-time people and I just put all that extra work on the people who are earning salaries.
Or make a kiosk, and then you don't have any people.
There's trophies now for every kid. There is no sense of accomplishment. You're not first. You're not better than anybody else. You didn't accomplish anything. Everybody is a winner. Everybody is exactly the same. And you know what? You're really the same. Unless you're white, you're a victim. You're a victim. You've been oppressed. And if you're a white kid, you've probably been oppressed by your white parents. You don't even know. You don't even know that you are being oppressed because you are the oppressor now. And everyone is a victim. And you can't do it. You can't make it because these guys are in the way. And you got to get rid of those guys. And we're the only ones that can help you now. You got to come through us. There's no meaning of life anymore. What does life mean? Their Planned Parenthood is in on first grade. Their hope is that within the first 18 months after a period, a girl gets pregnant. Their hope, their goal is to help that girl have 3 abortions by the time she's 30. That's their goal. If you're a boy, you're practically worthless. We haven't fixed the problem between the sexes. We have just reversed the problem. You were sexist against women. Okay, now we're sexist against men. You were racist against blacks. Okay, now we're racist against whites. It's the same problem, except we were making some progress. Slowly but surely, we were making progress, and now that's all gone out the window. You were told that the world is so oppressive that if you were in a card store and you saw cards at the Hallmark store that said, "You're the kind of boy that I'd make a sandwich for," that's what the card says. You would write and tweet, "What the F is this? Jesus effing C. I was born in the 60s, and I remember this effing stuff in the 70s and 80s, and it's still here. Mother of God, I will kill." That was the tweet.
What?
That was the tweet. I will kill because this is oppressive. Let me play this. A girl saw, she's probably 18, maybe. She saw a Pepe the Frog cartoon, which is supposedly racist. I don't really care. I don't watch Pepe the Frog. I don't put Pepe the Frog. Who cares? It's a cartoon frog. But this cartoon frog had a clown wig on top of it. Somebody put a clown wig, a cartoon clown wig on a cartoon frog. This girl puts clown makeup on her face, and this is what she records yesterday. Listen.
You're not going to take a symbol of happiness and acceptance and multiculturalism and turn it into something racist and anti-Semitic and homophobic and transphobic. You're not going to do that on my watch. You're not. So Pepe, he belongs to me now. Pepe the Frog, with his curly ass afro clown wig, belongs to me.
Stop.
That is
this woman. This woman has a full-fledged meltdown. She's a teenager. She has a meltdown over a cartoon frog in a cartoon clown wig. We're living in a Dr. Seuss world where men are women, women are men, and neither are either. There is no truth. There are no facts. There's only feelings, but even your feelings don't belong to you because you've been made to feel this way by someone else. We're having our kids play games where they're killing people online. They're demeaning each other online. There is no one-on-one interaction. Nobody calls each other. They text. They send pictures. There is no reality. Parents are hooked on social media and high tech. And if they're in a house, and I don't care if this is left or right, the kids are hearing their parents respond to these tweets in ways that their mothers would never approve. But they're responding to these tweets, and they're angry themselves because they're watching the destruction of their country. There's not going to be anything left. And it doesn't matter which side you're on. That's what's being said in all of our homes. Now, let me ask you, you are a 13-year-old kid. You're just starting to grow into your own body. You're being told maybe you're not a girl, maybe you're not a boy. There is no consequence to anything. There is nothing to achieve. You're never going to make it. You're oppressed. Why the hell do you think they're killing themselves? Why do you think they're depressed? It's really quite simple. And so is the solution. We are every label, occupation, race, physical characteristic, every label of honor. All of those things are temporary. Eternally, they're temporary. Don't label yourself. Don't let someone else label you or your kids. Don't put a limit on the goals that you can strive for. We're still Americans. I had forgotten what my father had taught me. My father taught me, as you think, so shall it be. What are our kids thinking right now? What were you thinking as a kid? I'm a good, spectacular kid. I'm a good kid. I'm a great kid. I am in love with my family. I'm in love with my sister and my brothers. I'm a charitable kid. You're not thinking any of those things. You're fighting inside. I'm fat. I'm ugly. I've got a pimple. Nobody likes me. You're fighting that all the time. Help our kids. Start believing again in yourself. Start believing again in God. Start believing again, not in the country, not in the flag, not in our military, not in our banking system, but in our principles. Start believing in American principles again. And God's principles, they're interchangeable.